Bob's Burger has been an extremely successful and beloved television show for over a decade. But does the movie live up to the standards of the animated show? Find out here on the Beniverse. Hello, my name is Ben Friedman. Welcome to the Beniverse, and today we are talking the newest release film, the Bob's Burgers movie. The film follows the Belcher family, who are struggling to pay off their loan after a sinkhole opens in front of their restaurant, affecting their business. The film is directed by the series creators Loren Bouchard and Bernard Derriman and stars Jon Benjamin, Dan Mintz, Eugene Mirman, John Roberts, and Kristen School, all reprising their role as the Belcher family. And of course, the question on everybody's mind for this movie is, does this movie deserve making the leap from TV to the big screen? Which I think the answer is mostly yes. And here's what I'll say real quick, just some of my thoughts on this movie. I quite like this movie. I am a big fan of this show, so going in, I was excited to see this movie, and I had a lot of fun consequentially. With that said, you don't have to have watched an episode of Bob's Burgers to enjoy the movie. They set up all the characters really well. You know all their personalities and eccentricities, and it does not rely on callbacks to the show. So if this is your first exposure to the world of Bob's Burgers, I think you will have quite a lot of fun, and I don't think you're going to really be lost watching that film, which is a testament to the film that, for me, someone who does know these characters, I didn't feel like they were retreading or just over summarizing parts of the show that I already knew. It felt done in an organic way that would bring in audiences but not keep the older audiences bored. So I appreciated that they were able to pull that out. What I also like about this movie is the thing I enjoy most about the show, and it's the family's dynamic. The Belcher family has always felt like a genuine family that looks out for one another. And in particular, in this movie, the kids get to shine in this movie. So they really are the driving force of this movie, and the adventure of this film is solely focused around them. Kristen School always delivers as Louise, the youngest child. She is really funny in this film, as is she in the show. But what I liked most about Scholl's performance is they write her in a way that gives her a little bit more of an emotional arc that we haven't necessarily seen in the show. We get to explore a little bit more about her background and who she is, and Scholl pulls this off in a really rewarding way for new fans and old fans that I think adds a lot of dimension to the character of Louise. So in that retrospect, yes, this movie does add a lot to the show. Jon Benjamin and John Roberts as Bob and Linda, the parents of the Belcher family, they are always delightful. What I will say, though, is Bob and Linda are very much sidelined throughout this film. If you were wanting a really Bob-centric story, you don't get that. This is a story centered around the kids, and the story that Bob and Linda go, while humorous at times, is pretty much a non-starter. It's nowhere near as funny and interesting as the kids. Basically, what is happening with them is they're going from scene to scene to eventually meet the family at the third act, but they're kind of doing their own non sequitur thing throughout the runtime. And that's not to say that there aren't jokes in there. It's just that their storyline is nowhere near as fulfilling and as fun and adventurous as the kids. The three standouts of the film, though, are David Wain, Zach Galifianakis, and Kevin Kline as the Fischoeder family. They are legit funny and hysterical in every scene of the film. They provide the film's biggest laughs. The three of them just have a great chemistry together on screen, and it really just shows. And these characters are often the scene stealers in the show as well. In this movie, they are the crowd-pleasing scene stealers. Their jokes are hysterical throughout, and I found myself laughing the hardest whenever they are on screen. In particular, Zach Galifianakis always delivers, and he delivers in a big way in this film as well. Now, I did mention that I thought the film kind of made the leap to the big screen. And here is my justification for that. And my issue with this movie isn't technically even a real criticism. It's just simply that this movie could have been told on TV. There was no need for me to see this movie on the big screen. Now, that's not to say I did not have fun seeing this film on the big screen. I certainly did. But there is very little that felt cinematic about this film. And I'm just going to juxtapose this with the Simpsons movie, whose art style, its musical score by Hans Zimmer, its bigger scale on its animation, way more animation and characters in it, as well as the cinematography and the way the camera moves in that film. It all felt like it was tailor made for the big screen, and it really felt like they had to do that film on the big screen. This film is not the case. It never feels like it justifies the need to be on the big screen. Again, I had a lot of fun seeing them make the leap to theaters, but the enjoyment I had watching this film would have been the same if I watched on my laptop or tablet. So I wouldn't blame audiences if they just decided to wait for this film to become available to stream or on VOD, because there isn't really any reason for you to check out this film on the big screen. Again, if you're a fan of this show, then I can totally understand you wanting to go out, and I think you're going to have a really good time with this film. But in terms of seeing it on the big screen, there's no real justification other than just getting to see these characters on the big screen. Either way, I laughed quite a lot through this film. I had a lot of fun spending time with the Belcher family. So for that alone, I'm giving this film a 3 out of 4 star review. It's a really fun film. I think Bob's Burgers fans are going to get a kick out of it, and I think new fans will fall in love with this family, even if I don't think the story is deserving of being told on the big screen. But you know what? A lot of films don't deserve to be on the big screen, and the fact that this movie is good maybe makes that more deserving than some of the other movies that have come out this year. So that is my review of the Bob's Burgers movie. I think fans are going to quite enjoy this movie thoroughly. I'm curious, though, if this movie will add any new fans to the series. And if you're watching this review and you've never really watched an episode of Bob's Burgers, but this was really your first exposure to the characters was on the big screen, let me know. I'm curious to know what you think, genuinely. Let me know in the comments below if you saw this movie, what you thought, and if this is your first time watching it, what did you think? And are you going to go back and watch the show? I'm curious to see if they are able to bring in new fans by putting it on the big screen. Anyway, my name is Ben Friedman here from the Beniverse. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.